Right now, an invisible clock is ticking. And when it strikes 0, your phone, your internet, and your entire city's power grid will instantaneously turn into useless brick. No warning, no backup. This isn't a sci-fi movie. It's a real mathematical inevitability. And the only thing standing between humanity and a literal dark age is a lone, scorched spacecraft currently trapped inside a 2 million degree cosmic furnace. On December 24th, 2024, NASA's Parker Solar Probe did what every scientist claimed was a suicide mission. It plunged straight into the flaming mouth of the sun, flying at a terrifying 430,000 miles per hour, fast enough to cross the entire American continent in 20 seconds. It officially crossed the line of no return. It didn't just survive. It found something hidden in those fires that changes everything. Welcome to Karlek Explains. Do not blink for the next 4 minutes, because our survival depends on what this machine just uncovered. To understand the horror of where this probe is flying, you need to realize the sun is a cosmic criminal. It completely breaks the laws of physics. Walk up to a campfire. The closer you get, the hotter it is. Move away, it cools down. Common sense, right? Well, the sun looks at human logic and completely laughs in our faces. The visible surface of the sun sits at 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot, but manageable. But walk away from the surface into its outer atmosphere, the corona, and the temperature violently skyrockets to over 2 million degrees. It makes absolutely zero mathematical sense. It's the equivalent of walking away from a fire and suddenly bursting into flames because the air a mile away is somehow hotter than the burning wood itself. To crack this mystery, we had to go inside the furnace. To keep it from turning into liquid vapor, NASA built a 4.5-inch carbon shield. Get this, while the front face glows white-hot at a hellish 2,500 degrees, the instruments hiding right behind it sit at a comfortable 85 degrees. Room temperature, in the literal belly of hell. But surviving the heat was the easy part. The real monster? Gravity. Believe it or not, it takes 55 times more energy to crash into the sun than it does to shoot a rocket to Mars. Why? Because Earth is hurting sideways around the sun at a massive 67,000 miles per hour. If you fly straight at the sun, that sideways speed just throws you into an endless orbit. To get close, you have to violently slam on the space brakes. So NASA executed a cosmic gravity is. They used the planet Venus as a literal brake pedal, looping around it 7 times over 7 years to violently bleed off that sideways speed. With every single loop, the probe fell deeper into the dark, until it struck the invisible boundary line, the Alfvén Critical Surface, the absolute point of no return. Once you cross that line, you are no longer in space. You are officially inside the sun's sovereign territory, ruled entirely by its chaotic magnetic fields. And what did it see when it looked into the burning dark? Not a smooth ball of gas, but absolute, weaponized chaos. The sun's atmosphere is a jagged nightmare of giant magnetic spikes and deep valleys. Probe went screaming through colossal magnetic funnels, discovering bizarre zigzag structures called switchbacks that literally whip the solar wind into a deadly frenzy. Even crazier, recent data reveals the sun is shooting hyper-focused, laser-like beams of heavy ions straight out into deep space, while spreading lighter protons like a giant flashlight. But scientists didn't freeze in shock because of the physics. They froze because they realized exactly what those cosmic lasers are aimed at. Here is the dark truth that will keep you awake tonight. We aren't safe on Earth, looking at the sun from a distance. Humanity is living inside the sun's extended atmosphere. Every single wire powering our hospitals, our global satellites, the internet, GPS, and our entire world economy is floating completely unprotected inside the raging flow of that solar wind. If one massive, unexpected solar storm, like the Carrington event of 1859, hits us today without warning, it will instantly fry transformers worldwide. No electricity, no internet, no running water, not for a night, but for months or even years. It would trigger an immediate global social collapse. The Parker Solar Probe is our only shield. It didn't fly into hell for a science trophy. It went there to be our cosmic early warning system, so we can predict the storm before it strikes. We flew into the furnace, just to keep the lights on down here. If this reality check hooked you to the core, smash that like button, subscribe to Karlek Explains, and drop a comment below. How many days would you survive if the internet vanished forever? See you in the next explanation.